Today we are going to see about how we can calculate the charges value. So I will open, let me open any purchase order. Let me open this one. And now when I click on this particular line, and I go to this financial, and then let me go to maintain charges. Yeah. Here if you see currently, let me go back here. So currently this line, you see the net amount in 165. So let me try to make it 180. So I will say we go to maintain charges and let me pick this code here and let me give the charges value as 15 so that the value become 180. Save it. Okay, let me come back. So now let me go to this purchase order and let me go to totals here. So now this charges are updated. So now what we are going to see, we are going to write a runnable class to check how much charges are calculated for this particular line. So for that we'll go to Visual Studio. Let me create a runnable class here. Let me give the same name. Okay, this already exists, so it's a runnable class markup, and let me add. So I'll be creating a runnable class where I will tell how much charges are available for this line. So first of all, I will need the purge table here, and I'm going to use the find method to find the buffer of this method. So here, since I already know my purchase order ID, so I'm simply going to copy this one. We are simply writing a simple runnable class here, and let me close. So here I will get the buffer of my purge table. Now to calculate, because since we are creating the charges for a line, so we need the buffer of purge line as well. So let me write here purge line, and then we are going to use a table that is MarkupTrans table, where actually the charges will be calculated. So let me write this. Let me do this. Now let me define a variable here for charges. So let me say amount. Let me give the name like amount charge or charge amount. And now the interesting thing here is we need to know. So if you'll go to, okay, let's do this. Let's go to, let me close this. Let me go to here. So when you'll open your purchase line table, go to relations. Oh, sorry, I will need to go to MarkupTrans table here. So let me open this table. We are going to see the relation. See this table like the MarkupTrans. There's a relation with purge line table ID and purge line rec ID. So we are going to use the same relation. So I will write while select. Let me say purge line. So we need to join this table with our MarkupTrans table. So the condition is where purge line dot purge ID. First of all, we need to select the correct purchase line. So I will say purge table dot purge ID. And then right here, so since we have seen the rec ID of purge line table is equals to markup trans dot trans rec ID, and then purge line dot trans table, sorry, and to write here table ID equals to, it will be related with markup trans dot trans table ID. So because we may have multiple purchase lines, so we want to calculate the charges for every line. Now here we can simply use the info string format function to display the value, but before that I will keep the charge amount in a variable. So here we have a class, that is markup class, where we are going to use this function calctrans, and here we need to pass the buffer of our MarkupTrans table that we already have, and then we need to specify the quantity. So the quantity will be automatically coming from my purchase line. Let's see, quantity ordered, and then third value, we need the amount in currency. So our purchase line purchase line dot line amount, this one. So that's it. The other parameters, they are optional, so we can ignore that. Now we are going to display this value. So to display this value, we are going to use string format function. So I can simply say charges are, and then let's also see the line number. Line num. I'm going to define this one here, and then I'm going to define charge amount first, and then purge line dot line number. So that's it. So let me save this. Let me trigger the build here. So just to reiterate what we have done, because the purchase line and MarkupTrans have relation with this rec ID and table ID, so we have simply used join. Since currently we only know about the purchase table, so that's why we have taken the buffer from here, and then we have simply used it. Instead of this, we could also simply have hard-coded this, but just for the simplicity, we have used the direct purchase ID from the purchase table buffer. And at the end, we are calculating the amount, and then we are displaying, and here we'll display our line number. So let me pause this video. Yeah, so guys, the build was completed, and here if you could see the output, so the charges value is coming correctly 15, and it is also showing the line number. So we could use this code snippet to calculate the markup transaction values. So if in case so if you have a multi currency setup for different legal entities, then you may need to change your currency values. So for that purpose, you could use the currency exchange helper class. So let me quickly show you. So if you go to here, you go to class. So there's a class which will help you. Yeah, this one. So if in case you want to, uh, I would say like calculate currencies based on the legal entities, or if you have multiple, currencies available, so you could use this class. So this will help to, translate the charges across different currencies. So thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.